Taipei City, the capital of Taiwan, is a bustling metropolis surrounded by some of the most beautiful natural attractions in the world. With about 7 million residents in the metro area, Taipei is convenient to find. With multi-story electronics markets, massive shopping malls, fantastic dining options, and a subway system regularly hailed as the best in the world, it's no surprise that once people get to Taipei, they tend to stay. Once the sun goes down, the city takes on a different kind of bustle. Nightlife in Taipei consists of some of the best dance clubs in Asia, letting people dance until the sun comes up. Now, while all that's well and good, what people have oftentimes failed to notice is the wealth of natural beauty just a few hours outside of the capital. Mountains, oceans, and hot springs are only a short ride away, and travel is generally very reasonably priced. Stu, Sasha, and I have done the research and are here to let you guys know exactly where to go, what to see, and the best tech to bring with you to make the most of your trip. So we're about to leave on our exciting East Coast adventure. We're just waiting for one possibly hungover redhead.
Yeah, I think Stu is a little bit late.
Yeah, just a little bit. So we're actually going to be starting off in Ilan, heading to the beach and maybe to the museum. And I know there's a sausage lady that might have a treat for us. Then there's Hualien and Chiroko Gorge. And then down the beautiful East Coast where I know you love the scooters. But I think the most exciting part for me is going to be the Hot Air Balloon Festival, where we get to watch the sunrise from 350 meters in the air.
We might gonna watch the sunrise, or let's say Nicole's gonna watch the sunrise. I might want to have a snooze.
Do I hear afraid of heights?
I just hate to be exposed underneath a hot air balloon.
All right, let's see if we can find Stu.
Let's do that. Not afraid of heights.
Right now we're in Songshan Airport in Taipei, the domestic terminal in Taiwan. If you're landing from an international flight, you're probably coming from Japan, South Korea, or mainland China. If you're landing from another international destination, you'd be arriving at Taoyuan Airport. That one's about 45 minutes to an hour from the city center. Songshan is conveniently located a 15-minute taxi ride away from the 101, or you can hop right on the subway. So if you can land at Songshan, you should totally do it.
Now, unless you're one of these crazy or brave people that only need to pack a bag and book a flight to anywhere, you probably want to do a little bit of a pre-trip planning.
Skyscanner will mix and match airlines in a more aggressive way than other apps. But you'll find here the absolute cheapest combination of sites to do your booking. We'd recommend this app if you're really looking for the cheapest flights, especially in Asia. Travel is Microsoft's travel app contribution. It's not only a booking service for hotels and flights, you're getting trip ideas, the latest news, and of course, you can also search for destinations. Obviously, we're over here in Taipei. It sends you to a beautiful landing page. You're even getting the latest weather report from a summary, and you're getting pictures. So it's a solid all-around app with easy navigation to check your trip details or read travel-related articles, and the destination page is fun to play around with even if you're not traveling. Kayak is not only a popular booking site, but it's also a popular booking app for flights, hotels, and car rentals. The hotel search comes with a compass and an app that even gives you directions to the place where you want to stay, which is of course handy if you're traveling without a plan.
We're here in beautiful Tauchung in Ilan County on the north coast of Taiwan. With scenery this nice, it's hard not to want to take a few pictures. Today, we're going to be comparing 3 different smartphones. I'm going to be using the LG G3. 3 Stu's going to be on the OnePlus One smartphone from Shenzhen. And Nicole's going to be using the Xiaomi Mi 11 Pro. 3 Stu's going to be using the Xiaomi Mi 11 Pro. 3 Stu's going to be using the Xiaomi Mi 11 Pro. 3 Stu's going to be using the Xiaomi Mi 11 Pro. 3 Stu's going to be using the Xiaomi Mi 11 Pro. 3 Stu's going to be using the Xiaomi Mi 11 Pro. 3 Stu's going to be using the Xiaomi Mi 11 Pro. 3 Stu's going to be using the Xiaomi Mi 11 Pro. 3 Stu's going to be using the Xiaomi Mi 11 Pro. 3 Stu's going to be using the Xiaomi Mi 11 Pro. 3 Stu's going to be using the Xiaomi Mi 11 Pro. 3 Stu's going to be using the Xiaomi Mi 11 Pro. 3 Stu's going to be using the Xiaomi Mi 11 Pro. 3 Stu's going to be using the Xiaomi Mi 11 Pro
And Sasha? Well, he'll be using the Nokia Lumia 930. The LG G3 is 5.5 inches with a display so stunning that you better have a killer camera to show it off. It's Quad HD, which means it's supposed to have more pixels than your eye can see. Under the hood, we've got a Snapdragon 801, and the version we have has 3 GB of RAM. The camera is 13 megapixel with a laser-guided autofocus that allows you to lock focus on subjects quicker, which will allow you to take crisper photos.
Who cares about that? Let me tell you about a real phone. This is the OnePlus One. So you're getting a 5.5-inch screen, it's 1080p, full HD. Inside you're getting a Snapdragon 801 at 2.5 gigahertz, backed by 3 gigabytes of RAM. On the back you got a 30 megapixel camera, a 5 megapixel camera on the front. It's running CyanogenMod Mod 11S, and it's the best phone ever.
All right, let's stop all of this and let's get to the champion of the three, which is the brand new Nokia Lumia 930. It's actually the new flagship device from Nokia. It sports a 5-inch AMOLED display with a full HD 1080p resolution. It's based on the Qualcomm Snapdragon 800, which is still one of the fastest SoCs that is out there. It comes with 2 gigabytes of RAM and definitely delivers enough power to run the latest games and all the applications that you might need. Not only that you have a 1-megapixel camera on the front, which is definitely good enough for Instagram selfies, but as I said, the PureView technology, that's a 20-megapixel camera that we already saw on the Nokia Lumia 1520. It also has an optical image stabilizer and gives you the capability to shoot full HD 1080p videos.
That sounds nice, but let's put them to the real test. Camera comparison.
Like gods, when the silver shines so hard, I tried to poison my life, always dreaming of the edge of the knife. She always looked backwards and I couldn't sit here for even 10 minutes or more.
就一人先拿一只，还是包起来？
And here we go, finally, meeting the sausage lady. And as a German, you know, I have to know what a good sausage is all about. This is definitely one delicious pork sausage. And she's having like the special sauce he's putting on top of it. And then, As you can see, it's a quite fatty pork sausage, but the combination of Southeast Asian spices plus this homemade sauce, it is just so unbelievably delicious, trust me.
If you're only around for the day, we'd recommend checking out the Lanyang Museum. Not only an architectural beauty, the museum's permanent collection is a representation of Yilan itself, with each floor exhibiting a different aspect of the geographical environment.
So we decided to grab some lunch and use TripAdvisor to find a top-rated Xiaolongbao restaurant.
Oh, here it is. Perfect. Xie. Oh. So guys, check out this awesome photo of the Audi I took this morning at sunrise.
That is impressive.
Yeah.
That looks pretty good.
But here's actually the original. The problem with it is that it's so dark down here. You can barely see the tires. So I went and found an application that actually allows me just to spot lighten. So the sky can stay kind of like true if I want to be like, you know, a little pro with my photography. So I have an app called Snapseed that I can selectively lighten one area or another. So let me just drop that in there. Then I just slide over, selective adjust. So just add that right there. And then see how just the Audi lightens and everything else stays true to color. Like it's really like Photoshop, but on your phone. Yeah.
Talking about photos of an Audi, let me show you some pictures.
Oh, dear.
That Tobias Sackmeister took while I was just going from Ingolstadt, from the headquarters, to Le Mans for the 24 hours race in the official safety car of last year. So this is an Audi RS6. It's an Avant, basically a super sport wagon.
Is this actually, it is actually you in the car.
That's actually me. I mean, look at these pictures.
Wow.
It was so amazing. 560 brake horsepower, from 0 to 60, 3.9 seconds 0 to 100, and it goes until 305 kilometers, which is 190 miles. It was absolutely stunning. And we were driving through the Champagne in France, and it was just so unbelievably beautiful. We went to Paris to take pictures.
Yeah, I see you're practicing your new career as a model.
Pretty much.
Welcome to Taroko Gorge, located here on the east coast of Taiwan. Taroko actually means beautiful and magnificent. And that's a word that comes from the Truklu language of the Aboriginal tribes that first settled here. Now, Taroko Gorge is actually a 19-kilometer canyon with some of the best scenery that you can find on the island. It's 200 kilometers from Taipei. We drove here, but a lot of people will actually take the train here, then rent a car or a scooter and explore the gorge from there. If you are taking a train, the good news is the Puyama Express will now get you here in just around 2 hours. You can even stay on that train and it'll get you to Taidung in around 3.5 hours. Now, as you can see, this is a really popular destination for tourists, not only from Taiwan, but also from mainland China. And this is summertime, but in the winter, Nanhu Mountain is actually very popular because it's one of the very few places in Taiwan where you'll find snow.
So apparently, because of Typhoon Matmo last week, the sides of the mountain have descended onto the roads, washing them into the gorge. So we are no longer able to continue into the gorge, and we're gonna have to find something else to do. Let's go figure out what else there is in Hualien.
So when you're planning such a road trip, you also have to keep in mind that your car is big enough, because we're traveling with 5 people. It's the 3 of us in front of the camera and our 2 crew members, plus our luggage, plus all our gear. Think about the cameras, think about these heavy tripods and all of this. So first of all, we wanted to go for the Audi A7, which is a beautiful car. It doesn't offer enough room for all of us. That's why we were going for the Audi Q5. But I also have to admit that you need to be quite careful when you're packing the trunk. That's why Stuart is our packing master, and he figured out a system to really get all our luggage back into the trunk. Of course, this is an all-wheel drive. I mean, Audi has this long heritage. They've been basically the pioneers of the all-wheel drive cars. They called it back then the Quattro. They're still calling it a Quattro. In Germany, we called the very first one the Ur-Quattro, which basically means it's the grandpa of all Quattro platforms. And especially when you're driving up these steep mountain roads here in Taiwan, I mean, it gives you all the performance, all the grip that you need, even on a slippery surface. Oh, wow. Look at this amazing view. We need to check this out.
I think we can make it, right?
It's okay, Jim. Just stay calm and move as quietly as possible. Everyone understand? No sudden movements.
Google search Bodega Beach House.
bit of dry sport today, so we're renting some e-bikes from Giant Bicycles, which is conveniently located right next to the Hualien train station. Now you can rent regular bicycles. They're a lot cheaper, only 10 bucks a day. These ones are 400 NT or about 13.50 a day. But since it's so bloody hot out, we could use a little bit of pedaling assist on our journey. We asked around and we're gonna be going to the Qingsu Temple. We hear it's a spot to hit if you're taking a bike ride around Hualien.
So what's pretty cool about this bike, you're recharging it by pedaling, but you're also recharging it by braking. So this is a kind of curve system that Formula One is using for quite a while. So it's quite a high technology over here. It's, first of all, the EA603 from Giant. This is not a wheel e-bike, but it's supporting your pedaling. That means it's storing all this energy in these batteries here on the back. Then we have this little control panel over here that can tell you the status of the battery, and we can switch into different modes, sport, normal, and eco. And of course, we have a little button here for the headlight. And last but not least, we also have a 7-speed Shimano gear shift.
With its striking white and gray exterior, the Qingsu Temple really sets itself apart from other Taiwanese temples. It's huge, if you couldn't tell, 39,000 square meters or about 5 football fields. But when you're here, don't forget to look up, because the roof is embossed with 46 different figurines, which are absolutely beautiful. So the exhibition is both in Chinese and English and features the work of Zhu Qi, which is a global Buddhist organization. If you want to check it out, you can rent bikes like we did, or you can walk from the station. It's about 30 minutes.
We need to find a gas station. Oh yeah, I want to get the good old Formosa petrol. Woohoo!
So it's easy enough to find a gas station when you have connectivity. You just type in gas station into Google Maps. But let's say you're offline. Let's check out a few applications that will help you get gas right away, even if you're not connected to the internet. So the first app is OSM AND. I'm not sure how to pronounce this one, but all you do is you hit search after you download the app, and then you can do car aid, petrol station, and it will show you which direction the closest one is in. If you want to see where all the petrol stations are, you just hit the map icon and it'll pull it right up. The next one that I like is MapDroid. If we pull this one up, we can do search, points of interest, car, and petrol stations. Choose nearby or specific location, and there you go. It's a list with what directions they are in. Maps with Me is probably the most nice looking of the three. Also available offline, all you have to do is hit search, and then it has a specific search just for gas. And again, a list, no arrows pointing with directions on which way the gas station is though. But you can pull it up and look at a larger map.
About a 40-minute ride from Hualien City, Weishuan Huting is a beautiful, quiet spot with a killer view of the Pacific Ocean and coastal mountain range. The area has a cute B&B with wooden carvings throughout the garden and a cafe for a bite to eat while you're waiting for the sun to go down. If you're not staying there, you'll have to pay a small entrance fee of only 50 NT, but it's well worth it as the views are stunning and it's relatively unknown to tourists. We brought along some playing cards that we found on Kickstarter. Each card has a unique piece of art from around the world, resulting in an absolutely gorgeous deck.
Sasha, I have your keys.
Fantastic. Place was pretty cool. Where'd you find it?
Actually, I found it on Airbnb.
So, where's my room?
First door on the left. Let's go.
Okay, let's go there.
Hey, Stu, hurry up. Yeah, just right here. So what do you think? You like it, Stu?
Looks great.
Oh, look at him. It's your new roommate.
Oh my God. Pretty nice, actually, huh? I kind of like it, yeah.
You know, and this is in the middle of nowhere, and I still found something on Airbnb.
Okay, so you've been using the app.
And I used the app to do the whole booking this time. They actually did an update. They've even changed their logo. It looks really good.
Yeah.
Quick, so here's our trips. Here's where we're staying right now, Sawali Beach. You can click on it. And then it tells you when we're staying, how much it costs, the cancellation.
That is Amanda, the host.
Yeah, and then even the little map, and you can just click on it and then see where it is. But even, here are all of our upcoming trips. I didn't show you, I know.
That's IFA, Berlin.
That's for IFA. And then this is for IDF, 3,000 square foot.
Woohoo, rock and roll.
Yeah, I mean, the whole app's just nice and quick. I really like it.
Cool. I like that. Good job.
We've just left the Sawali B&B in Hualien, and our lovely hostess recommended a bit of water sport in the town nearby. We're heading to the Shuiguluan River in the Reishui Township to get our whitewater rafting on. With a number of rafting companies offering pickup service from the train station, the largest is the Xiangsun Rafting Company. They offer rides at 7, 8:30, and 11 a.m., and prices vary from 700 to 1200 NT per person, depending on what type of boat you go for. None of the smartphones with us are waterproof, but being the biggest Sony fangirl out there, I happen to have a Z2 tucked away in my backpack. I'm planning on bringing it along so I can get some cool whitewater rafting shots. Shh! Even though the water looks gray today because of a recent typhoon, we're told that the Shuiguluan River is usually a gorgeous blue color. Regardless, the weather is perfect out and the water is especially refreshing with all that hot safety gear on, which, by the way, is completely necessary despite how much we ragged on it initially. I, along with a few other rafters, happened to fall in the water during especially rough patches, but thankfully the safety boats and Sasha were there to pull us out. We were lucky enough to have an awesome tour guide that brought us to a secret little pool just off the rafting path for a quick dip. This was the perfect place for me to whip out my Z2 for some underwater shots. Sony's camera technology is some of the best in the business, and this guy has a 20.7 megapixel camera that comes with a ton of cool features. It records in 4K and even does 120 frames per second slow motion. And it being waterproof really lets you get some fun shots.
I tried to know when to leave. She sits in the bedroom and grieves. There's a sequence that starts all again. She can't get up anymore with the pain. The combination of these drugs has left her hopeless and lost. She wants to
Okay, this looks great. I want to have one of these. And we also need some squid.
Yeah, and some squid. So I'm going to try to figure out what they're serving here using Google Translate. So I have it downloaded offline. Taiwan is traditional Chinese. This is for simplified, but I can take a photo. So let's do this. I'm just going to lean up, grab that. It's going to go in focus. I'm going to tap it, and then you'll see it's analyzing the character text. Goes back and forth for a little bit, and then I can bring it here, and then I use my finger to highlight what I want it to read. Fried fish maw, no idea what that is. This is... Oh my god, it's dolphin! Holy shit, we don't want to eat that. Oh my god, that's terrible. Okay, what about this last one? Doesn't seem to like, so it doesn't seem to like any of the other choices. I think The translator was horrified when it said that there's dolphin on the menu. So clearly we're gonna have to check out an endangered species app to see on what safe foods there are for us to eat here. All right. So I am horrified that there's dolphin on the menu. So I have an app. It's called Seafood Watch. It's actually by the Monterey Aquarium in California. So let's just type in dolphin to see how endangered dolphin is. And actually, the translator probably just was crap because mahi-mahi is dolphin fish. So mahi-mahi isn't endangered, so this restaurant is not going to hell for eating dolphin, basically. Touché.
Good morning.
How did everyone sleep last night?
Like a baby.
Like a baby. So how's the Nokia working out for you?
Pretty good.
Yeah?
Especially the battery life. It's insane. I'm getting more than 13 hours without the dog. I'm getting more than 16 hours with the dog. Eat this.
How's the keyboard though?
You know, that was my huge concern because it's one of these flexible keyboards that are turning into a sleeve, but this one seems to be absolutely perfect for me. I just love the physical feedback that I'm getting from the keys. Unfortunately, the left and the right shift keys, they are quite small, and the trackpad is something that you really need to get used to, especially when we're talking about the mouse buttons. They're underneath this teeny tiny little trackpad, and it actually took me a while to figure out how I'm going to use especially the right mouse button to get into all these context menus.
Well, I don't envy you with that keyboard or even that device. I mean, look what I'm using here. Exactly.
That's
Yoga 2
huge.
Pro. Yeah, it's huge, but come on. I've got a backlit chiclet here with even little dents under the key so you can touch type really well. And come on, this is a beast of a machine. Come on, it's light. The battery life is also great. We're talking at least 5 hours, I'm finding. Apparently, you can get up to 7 if you tune the settings.
So at least 5 hours. That's a third of what I'm getting out of this one.
But we do sleep at night, and we are allowed to charge while we sleep as well.
Yeah.
But I have to say, I wouldn't use these two for on the road for me personally,
Okay.
because the Asus ZenBook Infinity, it has the iris graphics, right? And because I am editing a lot of the video for this trip and making sure that everything looks great and doing some like quick edits on like that time lapse that we did in Chiroko, I need heavy lifting. Iris graphics is like an integrated graphics card built into my machine.
We got one word for you. Quick sync. Oh, that's 2 words. Anyway.
Not for professional applications, right? QuickSync works great for like Cyberlink Power Director or maybe Sony's Vega, but if you're an Adobe Suite user, which most multimedia
That's
professionals are, on render times for export in Adobe, it just makes a really big difference. And now this isn't for the average Joe, right? Like this is like for the elite professional. I don't know, I don't know how you guys feel about that.
What about all this glamour going on here?
Exactly.
It's a high-class system for a high-class lady.
It looks more like a show-off.
But for me,
It
come on,
is.
this looks totally more rugged. The touch is great and it's flexible. Come on, I can consume my media like this. I can flip it around using the tablet like so, or like so. I mean, if you're on the road, if you're on a coach or a train, it doesn't matter what position you're in. If you're on the sofa, lying in the bed, this guy's got it all.
What you should be asking yourself is, what do you really need when you're on the road? Do you need something with amazing battery life? Or perhaps a device that can give you heavy lifting when you need it? Or something that's just all around solid that offers flexibility with a unique form factor?
Today I'm on my way to a new challenge. I'm quite excited as we have found a unique place. I'm not exactly sure how this turns out. All I know is that I have quite a special competitor.
Get ready for some action, you little spoiled kid.
In the end, this was not about winning or losing. It was a great experience with a great competitor. Small car, big fun.
Here we are on the east coast of Taiwan, just outside of Chenggong, a town in Taidong County. And we're here at a very scenic spot on the coast, of course. It's called San Xiantai, and that means three immortals. Now, the three immortals are the three big rocks you can see, two of which are on an island just off the mainland here. Now, the story goes, legend has it, that these three immortals, which are part of the 8 immortals of classic Chinese literature, arrived here off the coast, and they're represented by these three rocks. Originally, the three rocks were connected by a piece of land, but over time, this land has been eroded away. So they built a bridge, a very unique bridge, which has these kind of little hills that you can climb across, 8 little hills in a row, and they represent the waves. You can climb across that bridge, walk along, and you get to the other side where you can join the two immortals. There are footpaths you can check out. There's also a lighthouse on the other side. And there's also some very unique fauna, including a coral reef. What are you doing? Come on, look at this view. You got your head in your phone again, right? Come on, enjoy the view. It's spectacular.
Well, no, I had to do some serious smartphone maintenance last night, so I'm just kind of like reviewing how well I did.
Right, so
basically.
what's going on?
Well, I just moved on to it, and I was a bit lazy and I didn't put in a micro SD card. So then we've been taking a bunch of photos and videos, and then it just got full, and it was like running slow, and then the icon came up, you're almost you're run out of space, right? Basically, like the first thing that I did was I went over here into the settings, and then I went down into storage. I just went and I selected the photos that I wanted to move over into albums. So I had to do a little bit of organization around like different days and topics. Luckily, this phone was new, so it wasn't that much of a pain in the ass. But then I was even looking at it some more. I only have like 5 or 6 gigs. So then what I did, I downloaded this really cool app called App Manager 3. It builds you an application list, and then it calculates what's going on with your phone, and it tells you how much your cache size you can clear. And then, this is the killer part, it tells you which apps you can move on to the SD card, and you can do them in one batch. So I was just like surveying my handiwork, basically.
That is cool. What's the name of the app?
App Manager 3.
Noted.
Yeah.
It's pretty brutally hot here. It's like 34 degrees. The thing about Taiwan is that the weather is so changeable. We've actually got a typhoon way in the distance here. It could be looking at a storm anytime soon. So how do we know about this? How do we get wise about the weather, Nicole?
Well, there's 2 things specifically for Taiwan that are the best. There's the CWB website that is specifically about Taiwanese news weather, and it gives you the graphs to follow the typhoons in. But on my day-to-day like usage, it's AccuWeather, right? 100% this app will tell you when it is going to rain, which is creepy because Taiwan weather is so changeable. I think it's impossible for an app to actually do that. But I cycle to and from the office, and I'll actually time my cycling to when it says it's going to rain, and they're right most of the time. So The thing is today, UV index high. Please wear sunscreen. Do not go into the sun. You will crisp up like a daikon.
Here we are in Taitung, which of course is in Taitung County on the south coast, and it's the southernmost city on the island. Now Taidung's very interesting because on the west coast we have these beautiful sprawling mountains. On the east coast we have some fantastic beaches. These beaches are very popular with surfers who come here to enjoy the very large and powerful waves caused by strong winds coming off the Pacific coast.
Okay, sure, sorry about that. Soaked already. Situated on the east side of Taitung is the so-called Taitung Forest Park. Quite a big park with 3 lakes in there. Well, they call them lakes. I would basically call them ponds because this is one of the biggest ones. That's the so-called Peeper Lake. Beautiful pond, quite clear water, and you can see all the small little fishes here on the shore, while you have the bigger ones like snakeheads in the center of the pond. I can only recommend you guys, if you want to get here, get some bicycles because the sun is brutal. And that's why we got ourselves some e-bikes. Let's take a look at them. Oh my God, that was almost 24 kilometers. Oh, a snake, a snake, a snake, a snake! Oh my God, there was a snake! Tight right.
So instead of the e-bikes, I decided to go restaurant scouting. And when I'm by myself, well, I tend to take a lot of selfies. And I learned everything I know about selfie taking from Yvonne over at Travelus. She has an amazing video from Paris that can teach you to do the same.
We're in Paris, and Paris is the ultimate place to get your perfect selfie. For example, Le Louvre. You could hold like this, or you could lean on it and do all stupid things other tourists are doing. I would say no. I mean, look at them. They really do look stupid.
Okay, actually it can be quite funny if you do this with other tourists. But let's explore Paris and find some other cool selfie spots. Taxis are actually a good and cheap way to explore Paris. Or what about a romantic private city tour in an old SUV? Don't forget to train your perfect duck face for your perfect selfie. After all this sitting in cars, it's time to walk a bit. What about a stroll along the River Seine?
So there are many bridges in Paris, and most of them have one thing in common: the love locks. So if you're in love, like with Ryan Gosling, for example, leave a love lock here and take a selfie of it.
Close to metro station Abesses, you'll find a huge wall filled with I love you, written 1,000 times in more than 300 languages.
I love you.
And don't forget the stairs in front of Sacré-Cœur on your selfie spots list.
Actually, the view is really good. See? So we're in Paris and it's raining. But that belongs to Paris, like red wine and cigarettes. Don't tell my mom, okay?
Hello, how are you? My name is Gerard, and I sell peanuts, caramel.
Okay, so shall we help you to sell some peanuts?
Yes.
Good peanuts! Very cheap! Best peanuts in town!
Quand tu n'es pas là, je ne suis plus rien. Mais quand tu reviens, je m'allume comme une étoile. Les petits yeux et mon sang. Reviens Yvonne, embrasse-moi. Reviens Yvonne, viens dans mes bras. Reviens Yvonne, ne t'en vas pas.
Guess what? There was a time when there were like no cell phone, no Instagram, no word selfie. And back then, the only way you get like a selfie was that someone was drawing a portrait of you. And the best place to get your portrait done, in Paris at least, is Montmartre.
Serré par des bras audacieux, car l'on croit toujours aux doux mots d'amour quand ils sont dits
Well, and some say you haven't been to Paris if you didn't take a selfie in front of the Eiffel Tower. So here we go.
Mais hélas, à Saint-Jean comme ailleurs, un serment n'est qu'un leurre. J'avais tort de croire au bonheur, de vouloir garder son cœur. Comment ne pas perdre la tête, serré par des bras audacieux.
Everything in separate bins, people. Computers, shoes. You can't put two in one.
At Intel, they make technology that lets a device be a laptop and a tablet. So you can put two in one.
No, you can't.
Can.
Can't.
Can.
Intel. This is where it all changes.
See, it's like two things in one. You're like a mermaid or one of those horse guy people.
You mean like a centaur?
See, you can.
Hey, those e-bikes are awesome.
They were okay.
I gotta get me one of them.
Yeah, I'm just a little bit too heavy for them.
Say, what happened to Nicole?
I guess she took off. Wait a minute.
She's in the car?
With the car. Yeah. Okay.
Where are you going?
Yeah.
What's with him? Offline Maps Challenge, fellas. Meet me at Lao Dong Thai Restaurant, Zhongqi Lu, 134 in Taidong. God damn.
Oh, I guess I'm gonna be the first one. Nokia Maps for the win. 132, 134. That's the address. That's 134. But it's definitely not a noodle restaurant. It's a clothing store. This Nokia Maps failed me big time. I hate it! Been running for a fucking hour! Damn it!
Oh,
hey.
How did your head start serve you, huh? It's always good to have a head start in life, is it not? So
Nokia Maps did not come through for you?
Not really. Have you ever heard of a thing called Sigic?
No.
It's a really good offline maps app. And all I had to do was look at restaurants in the local area, and there it was. As you can see, it's actually a pay-for app. We're just going to use the trial version right now, so it's given us 7 days with unlocked navigation features. So we'll just press not now. Now, how did I beat Sasha? Let's see, how did I use this app to beat Sasha? I went here and I typed Lao Dong Tai, just like this. It did a quick search, and the very top result was exactly the place we wanted, Zhenqi Road 134. Now, what's really impressive about this app is that the Romanized Chinese is actually really solid, which is something that we haven't seen with a lot of apps. Even Google Maps seems to have a little bit of an issue.
I was fucking running for an hour.
How'd you fancy some noodles?
I do. Bring them on.
Bring it on.
Thank you.
Yeah, we look forward to it. You're paying.
Thank you.
Dun, dun, dun. So of course, when you're on vacation, you get back to your hotel or wherever you're staying at night, and it's good to chill out and listen to some music. Because geeks like us, we're gonna have wireless Bluetooth connected speakers. So we're gonna have a look at 3 of them here. Nicole?
I don't really think it's geeks. I think it's anybody that likes music is going to have a Bluetooth speaker. Geeks. This is a total
You're such a
trap.
geek.
You're a geek. So this is actually my favorite one. I actually keep this in my kitchen as my living room speakers. This is a speaker from Meepow. I got to see these guys in Shenzhen. They're like the new breed of Shenzhen manufacturer that's trying to be elite. This speaker lasts 17 hours on a single charge, and it sounds fantastic. It's not playing at all.
It sounds amazing.
That's incredible.
Sounds absolutely amazing.
Here we go. It's not bad.
That's not bad.
It's not bad at all.
It's small, it's compact, it has a handle. I love it.
It's very nice.
So
How much is that?
It's like $50 now. I've had it maybe 6, 7, 8 months, and the battery time doesn't seem to be going down.
Okay, well, I've got one here from Shenzhen, probably closer to $10. So let's see how it compares, right? Oh. Now that was full blast. Did you also have yours on full blast? Should we give your guy another chance here? See if we can ramp it up. See if we can beat this.
She can.
It's not always about loudness. It's about clarity.
That's not too bad.
It's not too bad.
Let's take a look at mine.
Okay.
Tinny.
It's tinnier. So I think my guy's got the edge in terms of volume, but your guy's definitely got a clearer sound and a lot more balanced, bassier sound.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's the difference between a cheap speaker and a moderately more expensive one.
When I'm traveling, I just don't have any room for these big speakers. So this is my speaker. I actually got it from Skype when I was visiting the headquarters in London, and I think it sounds pretty awesome. Watch out. Oh, it sounds amazing.
It's coming.
Yeah.
Look how small it is. This is absolutely stunning.
And the sound quality is quite good.
Yeah,
actually, the
it's
sound quality is
surprisingly
better than this guy.
Yeah.
And it's like half the size. A fifth of the size of this one. I can put it in my pocket.
Yeah.
And this one cost me nothing because they just gave it to me. So that was one of the best swags that I actually received this year. Thank you, Skype.
The Taiwan Hot Air Balloon Festival started in 2011 and has since become one of Taiwan's top summer events. There are 8 hot air balloons of different shapes and sizes and 7 pilots certified in the US and Taiwan. The festival's location is in the East Rift Valley and it provides some seriously gorgeous surroundings. We've got mountain ranges to the east and west, with valleys, jungles, and cliffs in between. The festival generally starts the last weekend in May and lasts to the beginning of August. Something worth getting up for, even if it means getting up before the crack of dawn.
With smartphones getting increasingly good cameras and you wanting to show off your home videos, especially for scenes like these, you have to wonder how good the audio is going to be. So I have a gadget from Audio Technica. They make a prosumer gear for videographers. And now they have something that's really cool for smartphones. This is an attachment for your phone, so you can plug in your headphone and the microphone. And it has actually quite a long cable, so you can actually listen to the person that you've mic'd up. This is a 360-degree omnidirectional condenser, so it gives you almost like professional-grade smartphone videos. I'm going to try it out in the hot air balloon to see how it stands up to the whoosh of the fire.
Yeah, I very like. I fly this balloon 10 years already.
10 years?
Yeah.
Where do you want to fly? Like if you could fly anywhere, where would you want to fly?
Now I want to fly in America.
America?
Albuquerque, Vista. Yeah, very nice Vista. More than 800 balloon. Yeah.
800 balloons?
800 balloon.
What about Taiwan?
Taiwan, I think very good. Many food.
Many food?
And people stay here, very friendly. Yeah,
That's true.
Good.
Everyone's really friendly.
Yeah.
So when I'm on the go, I want to make sure that I have a phone with me that just takes the best picture quality right in the moment when I take the picture. I don't want to go into the settings and try to figure out some ISO or white balances. I want to take it out of my pocket, press the button, take the perfect picture right in the moment. And that's why I really love the Lumia 930. Oh my God, it smells like pineapple heaven here. Oh, you found them already.
Yeah, so
that's amazing. Like four for 100?
4 pineapples for 100.
I think we're gonna get this. So
like basically, this is the Taiwan equivalent of a lemonade stand.
Yeah.
These guys picked this from their backyard.
So this is $3.30 for
$3.30.
4 pineapples. I need to try one right away. I'm so excited. I just can't hide it. I wanna have a pineapple.
Okay, give me a bag.
I've never had a pineapple before.
There you go.
I think that's my first pineapple. Oh my God. Oh my God, that's so good.
So we're finally back in the city after a week of driving on the coast. Taiwan is beautiful, and it's shocking that this isn't more of a tourist destination. But maybe that's what makes it so amazing, that I'm reminded time and time again through all the tiny interactions just how kind and generous the Taiwanese people really are. My favorite parts of the trip definitely had to be the whitewater rafting, Sasha rescuing me from the water, and the hot air balloon festival was amazing. Having to get up at 2 in the morning was something really serene about it. I absolutely loved it. And the food is the definite highlight of visiting this country. So if you want to know maybe what Sasha and Stu thought, we do have a website dedicated to this. There's a link right here if you want to visit that to find out their reactions to the trip and also more about the gadgets that we used. This was the first episode of Out of the Box, and I'm Nicole Scott.
Oh,